Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for coming along. Thanks for cruising by and checking out the channel. If you're not a subscriber, check out some videos below, and if you're inclined, subscribe. Today we're going to talk about some stuff that's been happening nationwide with the prices of fertilizer and lime and your seeds and things. With the cost of living, everything's gone so high with supply and demand, and everything that's out there, it's just going to cost you a lot of money this year. So I wanted to just make a short video. I was I was watching some of the pages on Facebook, and everybody's on there talking about the prices of glyphosate and sprays and what they're going to use for fertilizers and things. And a lot of guys are planning on skipping steps this year and taking shortcuts and doing things, and just wanted to jump on real quick and ask you, what's your plan going to be this year? Are you going to bite the bullet, or are you going to pay those prices? Myself, I have some leftover glyphosate from last year that if I need to do some spraying, I can do that. I didn't have a bad problem last year, so if I need to do some spraying, it's going to be minimal, so I should be okay in that realm. As far as pH goes, I had a lime truck in last year, so pH should be pretty good. Fertilization wise, I'm going to employ a lot of green manure. Last year's plots had a lot of stuff left over. The deer didn't clean it out, so a lot of that stuff's going to be in the ground rotting, the slow release process, and it'll help feed this year's stuff. As far as the green manure wise, like I was saying, I'm going to use a lot of like a plow down method. I'm going to use a lot of annual clovers and some legumes such as sun hemp. I'm going to put in this year with some use of sunflower, and I might probably do maybe some oats. And as far as then switching from summertime, using that as a smother crop to control weeds, transitioning into fall plot wise, what I may do is just tickle the top with the discs, just the top 1 inch or so, just to loosen up the dirt a little bit. And what I'll do is probably seed right into whatever is standing in that plot, and probably just mow over it or roll over it, or even spray it, kill it off down if it's real high or whatever. I'll play it by ear, but got a lot of nice plans coming this year. I'm going to be showcasing a couple of different blends from Domain Seed this year. Some that don't get talked about a whole lot. Of course, there's everybody's favorites. There's Big Sexy and no BS and things like that. Green Machine, Illicit. There's these other seed blends that don't get talked about a lot, and so I got a couple of their new blends that they just came out with and announced last fall, and I'm going to be planning one called Boss Brew. I've never heard anybody really brag on it, but it has a lot of good stuff in it. I'm going to be putting that in. But as a tip for you guys, if you don't know what you're going to do and you want to save on those costs, hopefully you had stuff planted. I always like to say plant 365, so you always have something green and growing all year round for those deer to be eating. And hopefully you did that, and if you did do that, why, you should be able to employ the same thing like I said, with the rotting deterioration of whatever was left over from last year could be used as your fertilization. Hopefully you're close on your pH already. And as a tip, you could employ using a lot of small seeds this year. limited tilling, and almost like the no-till guys, you know how they'll seed into something that's higher and then spray over it and terminate it, or roll and crimp over it. You know, you could use that method and not have to disturb any weed seed by getting into a couple inches of the dirt, bringing that weed seed to the top. You can employ tactics like that. It'll be interesting this year. Some of the big YouTube guys like Grant Woods and Sturgis and some of these other habitat managers and stuff, it'll be interesting to see what tactics they use this year, because a lot of those guys, you know, tilling versus no tilling, you know, spraying versus no spraying. Like Sturgis, he likes to spray so much. A lot of his plan is spray, 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 kill, 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 and then, you know, you can't hardly tell people to do that when they can't afford to even buy the stuff. You know, so I don't look for a lot of guys to employ his methods this year. And then the opposite end of the spectrum, we got Grant with the no-till drills and things. Unless you're a farmer and you have that equipment, you're probably not going to be, you know, employing that unless you go to a co-op and rent a machine or borrow a machine or, you know, whatever. But, you know, as far as that goes, though, if you did stuff in the past no-till like Grant Woods did, you might be further ahead this year. Whereas like Sturgis, he likes to separate plots, do half a plot in this and half a plot in that, and then they clean the table, basically. They eat it down to dirt, and you have nothing left over to rot up and use as fertilization, you know, for the next year's crop and things. So just a few thoughts. Just wanted to make that real quick little video and discuss, you know, what kind of tactics I'm going to try to employ. I'd be interested to know what you're going to do this year to either avoid those costs, or are you just going to go whole hog and just keep doing what you're doing. Myself, I'm going to try to keep doing what I've already been doing, because I'm on the right path. And like I said, if I have to spray, I got a little spray left over. So, but you could go with some of the smaller seeds, and right before a rain, broadcast that stuff out, and you'll get a quick flush, and it'll be good and palatable. So comment below what you guys are going to use. I'm interested to hear back from you. I challenge you to comment and tell me what you're going to employ this year, what kind of tactics and what kind of seed blends and stuff you're going to use. Thanks for watching, and if you like content like this, please subscribe.